Good. We going? Three, two, one.
We're back. Oh, timed up the clap at the same time.
Oh.
All right. Well, my microphone's kind of far away. I hope it picks me up.
You sound good. You sound good. Yep.
Testing.
Yep. Got it. Gotcha.
Got it.
Got
All
it,
right.
man.
All right. We're back.
How you
Episode.
doing? 83?
Wow.
Is
Creeping
it?
up on that all 100.
I know we are. We are just creeping right along.
Creeping our way. Yeah. We episode 83. It's Monday, October 28th. The sports Equinox.
Yes.
Which I have made way bigger of a thing in my brain than I think it actually is in real life. But
I like it.
whatever.
I like it. My thing is, could there be another sports equinox on Thursday?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it's a one-time thing. I mean, equinoxes happen
They do. A couple
multiple
times a year.
I believe, twice.
Two, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're
But
probably.
I think they're called the solstice also in the winter
Yeah.
or the summer.
Are those the same thing?
You know, it's weird.
What's that?
I'm an environmental science major, and this is like I've taken multiple classes on this. So
Okay. Explain it to me, obviously.
I would, but it's like I'm paying so much for my degree that like I'm not just going to hand out the information. You know.
I see. I got it. You're gatekeeping your education. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know. That's fine. Not a big deal.
Cool. Me neither.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty chill. I kind of laid low. I saw a meme the other day that was like me every Friday at 5 p.m. It's like go on a 48-hour bender or like decide to stand inside and just be like a couch potato all weekend. And I elected for couch potato this weekend.
Yes.
Because I did abandon you. But are we surprised? That's just like who I am.
It's not a bad move. It's not a bad
Issues.
move. I've once again been given the opportunity to learn that when you drink a bunch on one day, especially day drinking, it doesn't serve you well the following days. Just physically. I just felt like shit today, and I'm like, that's probably why.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant like from a how do I put this? We'll just leave it at physically.
Yeah. Physically is what I meant.
Yeah. You know where I was going with what I was going to say.
Yeah. Which is also fair.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just
no. I appreciate
we've all been there. I feel so white right now, like pale.
Yeah, you look pale. Are you okay?
I've seen a ghost. It's almost Halloween. No, I just miss being tan, I think.
Okay, yeah. You're usually very tan. It's Halloween time, just about. Halloween special, Equinox special.
Yeah.
We've
elected to take like 2 weeks off.
Yes.
Like the most important sports weeks of the season because we were signing a new deal with CBS.
Yeah, we're gonna actually be podcast. They're getting into the podcast game hard, and they're going with us first. So
CBS Sports,
they're known for innovation.
Yep,
awesome. Okay, so we're gonna focus mostly on Boston stuff tonight.
Shout out, Sports Equinox,
and we were like, let's just make it the Boston Equinox. We decided.
Yeah, but I mean, are the Bruins playing tonight?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But the Celtics are currently on. We're down 5 to the Bucks. Which, I mean, this is everything I had was like the Celtics are on a generational run.
Of course.
It's only been 3 games, and now they're but whatever.
Yeah, of course.
We have, we're kind of just going to free ball here, per usual. We have some Red Sox documentary stuff to talk about, some Celtics stuff.
About that. I'm excited about the Red Sox talk, so we haven't really talked about it, just me and you yet, so I'm excited.
Yes, we also haven't talked about the beginning of the Celtics season, I realized, I think we've done maybe one podcast since Drake May has been starting.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's pretty,
Yep.
From a fan's perspective, probably bad.
We got some stuff.
But the thing about us is we don't give a fuck about our fans.
No, we don't. This is one thing we don't care about you guys, not one bit.
It's literally for us.
It's literally for us. Us and our like 50 actual views an episode, which is crazy.
No, but the views are for us, not for you guys.
Yes.
We make the videos for us. If we make any money off this, which it's a ton actually.
It is.
Profit a lot.
It is.
We're keeping it all. We're not going to reinvest.
It's all ours. No.
It's us.
Yep.
So thanks,
guys.
Thanks, guys.
We hate you. Okay, we want to do Patriots first since we're here.
Yeah, let's try and make sure we, like I said over text, just like split this up a bit so it's not
cool.
This is also a note for the fans. We're going to try not to rant constantly.
Great. I have a couple things.
I'm not even saying like you got to throw takes at me. I'm saying let's make it a break between Patriots just right into Celtics. Let's give the people maybe like a breather, a 5-minute stand-up comedy break.
Okay,
do you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
I'll
Yeah, let's go.
or
No,
I'll
no,
or
not
I'll,
now, not now, not now, not now.
I can tell you about superhero news to split it
No.
up. It's really quick.
Man. Superhero news. Oh, I finished Sopranos.
Nice. How was it?
Um, it was good. The ending was good.
Okay. A lot of people say the ending was like they hated it.
Well, no, that's just because they're soft. The whole thing is like it leaves the whole
Yeah.
what happened up for interpretation, and
Yeah.
that's fun. That's
Okay.
better than
Awesome.
just. Do you want me to tell you what happened? Do you know what happened?
No, I just know that I know that someone could have killed him and you don't know, right? That's basically what it is.
It's pretty much. I'm going to tell you what happens.
Okay. I have seen the scene for
The
some reason.
scene where he
Why?
just cuts to black.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So he's just sitting at a diner with his family, and it cuts to black. So the
Yep.
thing that's up for urban. Wowzers! I just had a
There you
stroke.
go. There you
The
go.
thing that's up for interpretation is like obviously did he die, but if he died, who killed him, and
Right.
like who sent him out to kill
Right.
him? That's the fun part.
Gotcha. And
But that'd be better than just seeing him like bleeding out with like
yeah.
someone standing over him.
Are you
being
going to
like,
watch the movie?
Nah.
Okay. I
I
don't.
struggled through the last season. Not because
Oh,
it was
okay.
bad, just because I was watching football.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I started the show, and by started the show, I did I finish the first episode? I don't know. I don't think I finished the first episode yet, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm watching it in like 10-minute chunks whenever I have
That's
a meal.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's that's gonna take you 20 years.
But that's good. I'll always have something to watch, you know?
It's gonna actually take you 20 years to do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Awesome.
liking it though. I'm liking it. I think I found I always hate when my shows end, so I'll just extend this as long as possible. It's literally like my only time to watch shows when I sit down for a meal. I'll have that going. And it's
Yeah.
like with the
iPad.
ducks and
I
the
honestly that was too much TV for me. The Pats doc is perfect. I watched that all last night, 3
Red
hours
Sox.
right in a row. Red Sox, sorry.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah. I know it was
All
perfect.
done.
I was like, okay, just 3 episodes. That's good.
I
Honestly.
watched it all in a night.
Yep. I kind of love that. I don't
Yeah.
need a bunch of episodes on this. I
Dude,
like how it's
6
three.
seasons of 20 seasons and 20 episodes a season
Oh
that are
yeah.
an hour
Yeah.
long each. It's like, what are we doing?
I
All
was
right,
just
let's get
talking
into
about some documentaries are like 10 parts. They don't need to be 10 parts. But
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the Pats. Pats played yesterday in a hilarious game. Hilarious game.
Yep. Yep.
Before we get into the nitty gritty, I need to be upfront and say that
Go ahead.
I did a bad fan thing.
You bet on the Jets?
No, never. I would actually
Oh.
never do that. That's
I
actually
bet
what I
against the
think.
Pats week 1 and we lost.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah.
I would never bet on the Pats. I'd never bet on the Yankees or against the Pats. But once Jacoby came in and we had a few drives of
You turned it
Jacoby, I turned it off out
Yeah.
of like pure frustration. And I was like, no, the Jets are gonna win this game, and I just don't want to see it. I'd rather just like not be like really frustrated right now. Come back to it later, digest the highlights. So I think I like fell asleep for like an hour,
Yeah.
and then we somehow won the game, which is
You
so
did.
funny.
You texted me like at like 6 o'clock, and you're like, "Hey, the Patriots won." I was like,
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
sports podcast." I turned on Red Zone, so I mean, technically, all the games were on for me, but like,
Yeah.
no highlights from the Pats game other than the last drive, which was
I did watch all of the highlights very in depth, like afterward, so
Okay.
I know what happened, and like, but obviously I wasn't watching it live because out of anger.
I mean, another Gonzo lockdown, which was cool.
So 4 targets, 0 catches, 0 yards. Obviously, I mean that stuff. Seeing that there was one play specifically where Dante got him off the line, and somehow Gonzo came back and swatted the ball out of his hands. I was like, I don't think it's crazy to say that Gonzo's like one of the better cornerbacks in the league right
No,
now.
I also think the players agree with that.
Yeah, right. And that's what you've heard. It's like, wow, they got a guy. So it is nice to know that like we do have potentially one of the best of their position on
Going forward, and he's only like 22.
Yeah, which is cool.
I have a crazy stat. Teams that score 20 or more points, have 0 turnovers, and allow less than 250 yards were 750 and 0 until the Jets lost. 750.
They're so funny. They're so
750. Remember at the beginning of the season, I was like, yeah, the Jets are just going to Jets again. Like, they're just the Jets. They still have the stink of the Jets. And I was actually so right. That might have been the best take I've ever made as a sports guy.
Yeah. You were
like I think you could give the Jets a super team and they would still suck just because they're the Jets.
I mean, they have
They already fired their coach.
They got Reddick back. They got Hassan Reddick back.
Got him back, got Devonta Adams, and are almost worse somehow.
It's nuts. I tweeted like the Jets are hilarious because they just like they looked like they were in the preseason. They had they burned all three of their timeouts in the first quarter because the play clock ran down.
Yeah,
Like that's just
that's
insanity.
when you're
Like
Aaron Rodgers. You can't be. I don't know who to shell the blame out to. I think it's
I
just
don't
everybody.
either.
Who
I
was
just
it? Barmore that said that Aaron Rodgers just doesn't look the same as he used
oh
to.
Barmore said that. Like a
Someone,
Patriots player said that.
yeah, someone on what I
Oh,
think it was a D tag. I think it was Barmore. He was
oh,
like, "Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is just not moving the same. Like he's not the same guy."
he
Which,
definitely is like hurt a little
yeah,
bit, and it's just I don't know
I mean,
what it
dude, you're
is.
30. I'm not saying like Aaron Rodgers, great career, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Whatever he
Yep.
is, 30, 40 years old, off an Achilles.
Something like that, yeah.
How are you
And he
like?
got banged up, or like he's hurt now. I think like his
Yeah,
ankle is kind of messed. So no, the Jets are hilarious. They're like, I mean, I just love not being a Jets fan. I love that we just own the Jets. We just
Mhm.
own the Jets, and we're
Own
what
them.
we're something like 25-6 against them in the last like since like 2015 or something.
I mean,
Awesome.
we're tanking, and you're trying to win a Super Bowl, and we beat you on accident without our starting quarterback.
The best meme, which they brought this up on PMT, which was awesome because I like follow the actual account and they like posted that clip, which was cool.
Yeah.
Boston sports throwback. They posted like the Steve Carell and when he was like younger with his old boss and when they shake hands, like that picture.
Oh, with the hair.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
like the Jets with the most expectations they've ever had for a season and the Patriots with the lowest expectations they've ever had for a season. And they're both
yeah,
2-6.
it's
It's just great.
hilarious.
It's just
I
great.
I'm so grateful to be a Patriots fan, and we're 2-6, but they're
We're
also two
terrible.
and six, and the Dolphins are 2-6, and the AFC East just sucks.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like it's crazy. As for Patriots things, yeah, the Jets are just super funny. My thing to be negative about the Patriots this week,
Let's
uh,
hear it.
our wide receivers are so bad,
Yeah,
and I
remember after the last game, we didn't even talk about this because we were busy signing that big deal,
yep,
$100 million deal. But they were like, "Hey, give me the football. Let me have the football." Keyshawn Booty, all those guys were like, "I need to touch the football and I'll catch it, and then we'll be good." And they all got the ball, and none of them caught it.
none of them caught it. No one
But
catches
there
the
should
ball.
be a consequence for that. They should have to like,
Jalen
you know
Polk
what?
was a healthy scratch, which is
Healthy scratch.
deserved. That's what sucks. Like it sucks. Like
You know what I would like? I'd be fine with the Patriots like wide receivers like putting glue on their hands or something, or like finding a way to cheat,
okay,
like work around the
okay,
rules.
okay,
Because then it'd be like, I think they care more, and they probably catch more balls. And if they get caught, they suck anyway. What does it matter?
okay, yeah, sure. Suspend them
Like
all, whatever.
they're not gonna play. Like
If
they
we
suck.
suspend, if they suspended, then we have to sign a bunch of new guys. Maybe one of those new guys are actually good.
True. Plus, it's like if you're suspended, then you're hungry, and we could be like, oh, dude, like Kendrick Bourne, like when he comes back,
It's
our
funny because I was doing
suspension.
that just like in
Anyway,
general,
yeah.
and it's like, oh, cool, Kendrick Bourne's coming back. He dropped like two balls. Like he
I
just
know, but
wasn't.
maybe if we like suspend him, we could be like,
Yeah,
just like, oh, next season Drake May and all these guys that are coming off suspension finally. It'd be like
I
the
like
Calvin
that.
Ridley thing.
I like that. Yeah, Calvin Ridley, Jameson Williams thing. I love that. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. I love that effect. That's a good idea. Maybe we should talk to Coach Mayo about that.
I mean, it's
I
better than just having them out there and dropping passes.
it's
I'd
so
rather
I'm
them know. Let's just put out 8 tight ends.
Hunter Henry's
That's not
really
Hunter
solid.
Henry's. Yeah, he's good.
He's just like I won't drop the ball, and it's like
Yeah. Oh, here
oh,
you go.
I
You
didn't
take
know
it.
that
Man.
was. That's
You
actually
take.
typically a prerequisite for the job, but
I think he's like by far the leading receiver on the team.
yeah, probably. Which so I'll get my I have a thing on Pop, but the I'm very concerned about our ability to develop wide receivers because it just I mean we just can't get it. Like Polk was supposed to be the guy that was like, oh, he's never going to be like Jamar Chase, but he'll be like Jacoby Myers like from day one. He's been
Yeah,
horrible. He's been
I know.
horrible, and I hate that. And like I hate picking on the young dudes, but it's just like it's time and time again. Javon Baker finally played. I think he had one kick return that he kneeled
Yeah,
down, and I was like, all these guys I was so excited about in the offseason. I was told all these things about Tyquan Thornton. He made one. To be fair, he made one nice little play at the end of this game, but he negated one of the best throws I've seen from a young guy in Drake May on the run, absolute bomb. And like, yeah, he was jumping. It hits him in the chest. It hits him on the numbers, and he drops it. And it's like all
yeah.
like they're just so bad. Booty had a drop. Booty had a couple drops, I think, and he's been like good for us this year. And I just it is it's very frustrating watching these guys, especially when you have a guy like Drake and a guy like Jacoby who actually like played well yesterday.
Yeah, it's very annoying, and it's like if we're gonna go draft a wide receiver in the top 10 or something, do I trust?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
what if we took something we're good at, like developing like middle linebackers or like defensive backs, and just trade them to the Steelers and get their wide receivers or something like that?
Let's just do that. Let's just do
It's
that.
like
You're telling
how
me like,
you know they're like everyone just trades with the Tigers or the Mariners for pitchers because they just
yeah,
like are good at pitching. Like, why don't we just do
yeah.
that? Why don't we just go
This
get the
is
wide receivers from some other team?
this is what I would love for like the loan system in soccer to be in the NFL because like we'll just loan Javon Baker to the Steelers for a season, you know,
Yep, you figure them out and we'll take them back.
and he'll come back and be George Pickens probably. So that's what I want. My thing with Demario Douglas in him somehow having only 2 catches yesterday. I
I want to
unique.
preface this: don't talk bad about him because I met him and he's awesome.
I won't. How was he when you actually met him? Because
He's
I saw
really
the
cool.
picture. Nice.
Yeah, he was really cool. Multiple times, like I was. Actually, this is kind of a bad story, but I was like at the concession stand getting 2 pretzels. Not one was not for me. Everyone, there's a couple comments that were like, "Dude, too many pretzels." At ease. I was. It's for. I was with a group of like 6. I was like, whatever. I had a beer. I had a beer. I actually got 2 beers, and he was like at the cash register next to me. And the kid I was with was like, "Yo, that's Pop Douglas," and I thought he was just like joking, like, and you know, her
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that guy looks like this guy,"
Yeah.
and it was actually Pop Douglas. I was like, "Oh," I was like, "What? That's Pop Douglas," and I was like, "Dude, Pop, like, I love you." And then I said,
I
"What did I
liked you
say,
better when you were at Liberty.
dude? I'm gonna murder you." I actually didn't like him at Liberty because he played Coastal that
Yeah.
year. I saw
Yeah.
that game,
Right.
but no, I was like, "Tell Drake I actually love him." I said that to Pop Douglas,
Uh-huh.
and then a little bit later, we like got our food, dropped one of my beers, spilled everywhere,
Ah,
picked it up, and then I was like, "Dude, can we get a picture?" And I don't think it was him, but he had a big group with him. And one of the guys was Tyquan Thornton, but I didn't recognize him. I thought it
mhm.
was semi Kendrick Bourne, but then I wasn't gonna be like, "Yo."
Right.
And I don't I gave someone the phone to like take the picture of us. That was probably important,
Okay. Got it.
but whatever.
Maybe Keishon Booty. Maybe.
No, I would have recognized. No, I actually probably wouldn't have recognized him.
The helmets are tough. The helmets are tough. But that's awesome. That's great. I'm glad you met
Yeah,
2 of those guys at least.
it was cool.
I'm glad potentially another Patriots player actually took that picture.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yep.
So my point on Pop Douglas is that I don't understand why we don't throw it to him every play. And it's like I know that's insane, but so in reality, I don't know why we're not scheming him like the Dolphins do Tyreek Hill. You know what
I
I
know.
mean? Because like, shouldn't it just be that? Like, shouldn't there be like at least a bubble screen to Demario Douglas every 4 downs? You know, at least like it feels like at minimum it should just be like Pop just runs a drag route every play.
Yeah, I
You know?
think like we need to give Drake a little more time in the field to like find his
Yeah,
chemistry with guys because like there was still some flashes there. I don't think Jacoby's going to get the ball to people consistently. So it's
yeah,
like I don't know if we can really scheme up Pop Douglas when Jacoby can't even get the ball out. The
yeah.
difference between them, I was like when Drake came in, I was like, oh wow, he's miles better. But seeing them play the same game, I
Oh,
was like, Jacoby can't move around the pocket. Like we were saying
it's
earlier, oh he avoided some sacks. He can't move
can't
compared to
move.
Drake. It's crazy.
And if we want to, if we want to talk Drake,
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. I listened to some national guys talk about him, and they're like, yeah, I think he's okay. Like,
No,
what are you guys
he's
watching? We
yeah.
got a guy. I mean, this is a guy here. Like
He ran
his
20 miles an hour on that run.
his
20.
that was an amazing play with his legs, and
Yeah.
and that was an amazing play that he got hurt on too.
Yeah.
Okay. If we want to talk about that play, I don't. Mayo said something about him on that play where he just goes. He was like frustrated. He was like, "Yeah, he's got to do a better job of protecting himself." That's what he said about that. He slid,
Mayo.
and it was like definitely a penalty. I don't know what he could have done to protect himself besides not run, which I'm glad he did run. He got the first down. Mayo has been like probably the worst coach on the mic this season.
Ever,
And
which is so annoying because we were like
mhm,
going from Bill Belichick with nothing, and then we're like, finally, we get someone that talks to media, and this guy is just saying whatever. He's saying nothing
I know,
that makes sense. He's contradicting himself week after week. I just don't.
I know, and I'm not gonna be
I don't
like
want to
I'm
say it's
gonna
too
drop
early, but
Mayo. Yeah,
He's not the coach.
I don't know. It's tough because like I do remember a time when we were all kind of a little bit out on Joe Mazzulla at one point, and
True.
so it's like I don't want to. I know it's super early, but it's like just stop saying this stuff. Like every time you go up to the mic, I'm like something bad is gonna happen, and I don't
Yeah.
like. There was one thing where like it was like Drake and Mayo being asked like the same question, and Drake handled it like way better. So I just
Yeah.
don't. Yeah. Ugh, God.
I don't know.
It also doesn't look like he does anything in the game. So that's always
I
like
know, but I don't want him out because I like it. People have been talking about it on Twitter that he's out soon.
that's
I
nuts to me.
I know I can't. I'm always been opposed to switching up
Me
a
too.
coordinator and a coach for young quarterbacks. Like it ruined, not ruined, but just it's
Trevor
impossible for
Lawrence.
them to grow. So many guys. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Justin Fields. Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
Josh Uche's on the Chiefs now.
He will get like a game sealing strip sack in the Super Bowl. I
Yeah.
promise you. I
Yep.
promise you it'll be Josh Uche.
I'm not gonna lie. Uche's gonna look nice in a Chiefs jersey.
He's gonna be great. He's gonna be a
Yeah.
great player for them. He's gonna be
Yeah.
like Nick Bolton-y. He's gonna be
Yeah.
great. And he
The
is
only other
I am bummed that he didn't stick around because he actively was like, I took less money to stay here. And I don't know, just didn't work out. But whatever.
six round pick back. So
Good. Glad we can get like Tom Brady maybe.
yeah. I also had Chad Ryland has now hit 2 game-winning field goals. Who's our ex kicker
Where is he nowadays?
last year? He's on the Cardinals. He hit a game winner against the Dolphins, our
I
division
did not know
opponents.
that. Good for him. Well,
Yeah.
I'll always love
He
Chad
also hit
Ryland.
a game winner for us on the Dolphins last year. So like
That's
he's
great.
really just punishing the Dolphins.
Yeah, hates him. And he also gave us Drake May because of that kick against the Giants, I believe. So shout out
Yep,
Chad.
he did miss a kick. Yeah, I mean, good for you, Chad.
Good for you, Chad. Um, that's all I got on the Pats. I'm excited. I mean, we can talk more Drake because we didn't get to after the Jacksonville game.
Yeah,
I just think Drake's really, really good, and
I think he's better than that.
yeah, you're ready to like do the.
Oh, I mean, if we had a decent team, I think people would be saying he's like a borderline top 10 guy. I
I
think
do too.
if he has a good offensive line and some weapons, which I'm not saying it's easy to have that. I'm not saying like everyone has that scenario. Like there's so many quarterbacks that struggle with that, but I'm saying in a good situation, he will make the right throws. Like CJ
Yeah,
Stroud, he could have been CJ Stroud. I think full everything, he could be going into next year top 5 quarterback.
I love it. I love it.
I
I
I yeah, I just
I honestly think if we like get the offensive line like 20% better, and we get him another. I don't need like Jamar Chase. I just need another like Hunter Henry type guy where it's like another guy he trusts. I just need that,
yeah,
and I think he'll be. I think he'll be. I just think I obviously don't want that. I want better than that, but I just think that's what it'll take, and people will be like, "Oh, this is a top 10 guy." That's
yeah,
what I think.
that's fair.
I mean, he's done everything right. Like he's done everything right, and and now I'm starting to get into my like, how do we fix the Patriots thing? And I'm like, oh, we should totally just either trade or get an offensive lineman. That makes way more sense to do that this year. But I'm like, wow, Travis Hunter and Drake
No,
May.
dude, no, I'm not in on Travis Hunter. I'm sorry, I'm
Why?
just not.
Do you watch
I
him play?
Yeah, I mean, I would rather take like, is he gonna? What position is he gonna play?
I
Both.
both haven't played both.
No, he's gotten injured the last 2 years doing that, so it's like not sustainable in my
I mean,
opinion.
not. I mean, whatever. Hasn't. Did he miss one game this year? Was that it?
No, well, yeah, and he had a game where he only had like 10 yards
Yeah, but I mean, dude, last week he won Offensive Player of the Week and Defensive Player of the Week. This
in
past
the
week.
entire college football.
Yes, yeah, yep. Might have been Big
There's
12.
no way.
Might have been Big 12. It was
Okay,
probably
then
just Big
that's
12.
like the Big 12. They're just handing those things out to anyone.
He is a ridiculous athlete. He's
No, he's
ridiculous.
ridiculous, and I'm
You
just
know what's
hating.
crazy too? Like if we draft a guy like Tet, who's been like really good all season at Arizona, I'm like, I feel like he's gonna be a bust just because of the
Yeah, I
Patriots.
knew you were
Like,
gonna say that. I would rather draft Tet like or someone else mid to late, like Luther Burden in the late first round, and
yeah,
trade the pick back than spend the top 5 pick on Travis Hunter and he just gets hurt or something. He
I
also
think he's
seems
gonna be
like
special. I
he
think he's
could
gonna be
be
special.
a locker room issue. I could see some.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be special. I really do. I mean, I
Yeah,
think I mean, did you see him? His celebration was just like a flat-footed backflip. Like
no, he's insane. He is
he's
insane.
insane. And I
I'm just
mean, just
hating. I'm just
oh,
hating. I would
oh.
obviously love him on the Patriots, but
That would
that
be.
would
I mean, that'd be electricity. That'd be the dynamic guy where it's like, whew, whew,
that wouldn't be my pick if I were
whew.
making it top 10.
If you had won, if you had the first pick, if Patriots had a first pick, and you got offered the 15th overall pick and a next year's first, unprotected, obviously from the same team, would you take it?
Yeah,
Yeah, 15.
probably you could get more than that though.
I think
I
so
mean,
too. I think you could.
yeah,
I think you could probably stay in the top
look
10.
what the Bears got.
I know, insane. But that's why I'm
They
like,
got
well,
the
teams
second
can.
overall pick and 3 future firsts,
That is so nuts. It's so nuts.
and DJ Moore.
That's so nuts. Maybe we get the Jets to give us like, I don't know, Devontae Adams or something, or Garrett Wilson. Imagine we just get like Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, no,
Give
there's
us Garrett
guys
Wilson.
out there. There's guys.
There's definitely guys out there. That'll be a fun game to play in like a week or two, I think. But
I'm
that's all I
excited
got
for
on the
that.
Pats.
All right,
Yeah,
well, a win's a win, and we're gonna take them. My thing now is like the wins I want are to be like under Drake May's belt, where he experiences a win with the
I
guys,
know.
and he's like, "This is awesome. I've won in the NFL."
Yeah,
And it wasn't really. It was like a weird.
like if he
We
was a pitcher,
sucked.
he wouldn't have got that win, which
Yeah.
sucks.
No.
Like
Well, I don't know how those pitcher wins work, but whatever.
I don't either.
All right, you
Uh,
want to keep it moving?
yeah, we can keep it moving, or do you want to take one of those breaks that you're so committed to taking?
I'm not. I just don't want us to sound like we're ranting for an hour.
Me neither. So do you want to take a little break and then move into the Red Sox documentary review?
Sure.
Okay, we're back.
And we're back from the break.
Back from the break. Here's my superhero news for you. It'll be really
What you
quick.
got?
It'll be
Okay.
really quick.
No, dude, take your time.
Okay, cool. Just downs it. The new Superman movie that I'm really excited about. That I've told you a lot about. James Gunn,
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Uh,
Who's Superman?
on David Cornsweet, who he said,
Corn sweat.
yeah, you had the same reaction the first time I told you his name.
Who picks these names?
I don't know, but James Gunn said he's going to blow everyone away, which obviously he said that he's the head of DC Studios and the
He's
director.
also Superman, like obviously.
Yeah, but so they released concept art to go along with it. They are doing Crypto, who is Superman's dog, which is awesome for the first time. And so,
He's having Superman's dog.
yep, yep.
Yeah, this
I'm
movie's
pumped.
gonna suck. This movie's
Dude.
gonna suck.
I could tell you anything, and you would be like, "This movie's gonna suck."
I know. I am a hater. I, for someone who feels like they're so loving and appreciates everything, I catch myself being a hater constantly,
I know.
especially towards things you like.
what's that about?
I
No,
don't know.
Crypto's good. I'm excited about Crypto. He looks
Maybe
he
I'm
looks
just jealous.
he looks
Oh,
adorable.
I'd love the whole dog thing, and it won't be like you think it's gonna be a serious like Batman level movie.
No, it's James Gunn.
Okay. That's
No,
what I thought. So is the dog gonna be like talking?
I don't think he'll be talking, but it's not going to be like Rocket the Raccoon. But I mean, it's James Gunn. Like his movies are
Humor.
the level they're at. You know,
All right. Yeah, I don't know much about James Gunn. To be
just
fair.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are all those
Okay.
movies.
All right.
Those are
Yeah,
his
those
movies.
are good. I like
Those
those.
are good. Those are good and fun. So there's my superhero news. Also,
All right.
Spider-Man
I'm
4.
in.
Spider-Man
I'm in.
4 is officially in the works
Oh, really?
with Tom Holland. Yep.
How did the last one end?
That was with the 3 Spider-Men.
They were far from home. Oh,
Yeah. No Way Home. But yes,
there was no way. There's no way home. And what if this one's just called Home?
Home. Spider-Man 4 Home.
Home.
Spider-Man Home. I hope Daredevil's in it. That's my hope. That's my hope. That
I
Daredevil's-
hope that.
The Russos are coming back to do the Avengers movies, and I'm really hoping it's not like a Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, Devontae Adams to the Jets situation. That's what I really hope it isn't. Like it could be. It could be, honestly. Both things
Okay.
are green. Both things are green themed.
The Avengers are green themed.
No, like Doctor Doom. With
Oh,
RDJ.
right. I forgot about that.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I
just
feel like
something to look out for.
green's a pretty common color, though.
Yeah, should be fine. Should be fine.
Yeah. Should be
Okay.
fine.
Phew. Glad we got
Especially
that.
since one of them's a movie and the other one's a football team.
True.
Yeah.
Whew. All good.
Phew.
All right.
Glad I talked you out of that one.
Whoa. Yeah, but I was worried for a second. All right.
All right, Red Sox documentary.
Yeah, so it's called The Comeback on Netflix.
Comeback.
Just came out. Was really, really excited for this.
Yeah.
You watched it. We both watched it all over the weekend. What are your thoughts?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I'm glad we got to see more of this just because we were so young.
Yep.
And I know like the players on the team, and I know obviously the comeback, but I never really knew anything about the specifics. Like I knew it was like we got rinsed that one game. The next day came back and won in extras, then won in extras again off the Poppy double walk off. But I didn't know anything of like the ends of the team. I knew Kevin Millar was on the team. I didn't know Kevin Millar was this, I guess, jackrabbit in the clubhouse, like controlling the vibes, making everyone shave their heads and stuff. I never would have known that. So I'm glad we got to see that. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, similar thoughts. I'm glad I knew, I knew the same like you said about '04, but I didn't know that much about '03. I knew obviously
Yeah. Yeah.
the Boone homer was insane and super heartbreaking, but I didn't know like all the first episode was all build up, which was cool. I didn't know a lot of that stuff, so that was nice. The
Yeah.
context was cool. I also, and I think you'll agree, said that like if if Pedro was playing now, our generation would love Pedro. And like there
Yeah.
we already do. Like we already would have said like, "Oh yeah, Pedro's the best." But like just seeing him in that doc, like he is the man. And I that is up there with players, Boston athletes that I wish I got to root for like during his actual prime because he seemed awesome.
I agree, but also it seemed like every game they showed of him, he just got shelled.
I know, which is weird. I wonder
Like
if it's because
I
they've
know he
done
was
the like
awesome.
yeah, they've
Yeah.
done the Pedro is awesome thing a bunch, so they wanted to highlight that he like struggled in the '03 when old buddy left him in there for way too long. Like,
Yeah.
but him just talking about like I'm gonna hurt you if you like if you
Oh
hurt
my
my
god,
players.
that was awesome, and that's in my
So
brain what
awesome.
I think Brian Bello is going to be, and it's just not. But anyway, he was awesome. I would have loved to live through seeing
Yeah,
him be pumped up and being
uh,
like, remember.
yeah. Oh my god,
It
so sick, so
was so
sick.
awesome.
And then he's like, I'm just gonna drill him. The A Rod Veritek fight, like I've seen that picture a gazillion times, of course, but just reliving
Veritek
it,
just being like captain, like that's just
yeah, it's
he's
sick.
maybe I don't know. There's so many guys that you
I
could fall
know.
in love with on that team.
And what's awesome is Veritek's back. Like Veritek's a coach now, which is so cool.
Yeah,
I
I know.
think he is like the caregiver of Wakefield's kids now.
I think so as well. I would have loved, and that's another guy I was going to talk about. I would have loved to have just watch Tim Wakefield game after game, just hum knuckleballs. I
Oh,
loved knuckleballs when I was younger. I don't know what it was. Like R.A. Dickey was my hero,
yeah, that's a yeah.
and seeing like what if seeing Tim Wakefield, oh, that'd have been awesome.
I
Him
loved how
starting,
he. I didn't know he like got. Well,
he was
I
a
did.
really
I
yeah
think that homer was off him right against Boone,
yeah.
and in '03, and it's like fuck. It's like that's not really your fault, like, but it sucks. And then him being a huge part of the '04 run, I was like, this is awesome,
I know. There's so many guys. It was awesome. Theo Epstein's like amazing.
amazing,
He's
amazing.
amazing. I did
And you
not
brought
know
up
he was 28 when he got
I knew
hired.
he was super young just because the guy who brought him to Boston happened to be my college professor,
Oh right.
um, which is crazy. He was in the doc briefly, but yeah, crazy. And like 28. And also, you texted
Dude,
me last night
imagine 6 years from now, you're just the GM of the Red Sox.
the Red Sox, GM
And
of
he
the Red
grew up
Sox.
a mile away from Fenway.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So he was hired as an intern with the Orioles under like the Charles Steinbergs and Larry Lucinos of the world, and then they all went to Boston. What I wanted them to touch on that they didn't was that they were gonna tear down Fenway Park, and then
Oh.
John Henry came in and was like, "Don't do that." I have some things about John Henry in a minute, but
Yeah.
uh,
Well, do you want to get into that? One thing I was
yeah,
going to say before I forgot was that we were like, I wish I could be alive for this. I don't know if like I'd want to be my age in the 90s in Boston sports history.
yeah, same,
I'm pretty grateful where we are now. It would have been awesome to watch that one because like you break the curse, but we were just, I mean, there was
yeah,
nothing
blessed,
to look forward to.
same, yeah, no, would have hated
Nothing.
it honestly.
Yeah.
I'll take all the memory, I'll take all the stories of that.
Yeah. And being
Yeah,
like, I was alive for that.
I was alive. Yeah, my dad was like, I was gonna wake you up, but then your mom was like, you wouldn't remember
But
it. You
then
were
you were too.
a year and a half old. Yeah,
Yeah.
so unfortunately, but yeah, I was two. The one more thing on Theo, you texted me last night. I didn't realize that it was Billy Bean. I knew Billy Bean was like he
Mhm.
rejected the offer from John Henry, but I didn't know it was going to be Billy Bean with Theo as his number two. That would have been crazy.
I know. That would have been
That would
so
have,
sick.
that would have been so
But I
cool. But I
liked,
mean,
I forget his name, but I like the other guy that
oh,
what's his
Jed
name?
Hoyer.
Yeah, the story of him
Yeah,
about to like blow chunks at what's
I
his name?
completely forgot. Like I had heard about because he was always like the number two, who was just like really good at his job.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, nice. I think he's the president of the Cubs now. Like I think he just took over from Theo when Theo left the Cubs.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but yeah, hilarious story. He also just seemed like the man. I was like, why did we not like think about giving him the GM spot after Theo left? But
I
whatever.
know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't
We
know.
did pretty well. We want to talk about the ownership because those are some
Yeah.
interesting,
I mean,
interesting things.
seeing John Henry walk in there and being like, we're gonna make this a competitive ball club. We're gonna go dollar for dollar with the Yankees. Like we're gonna compete. We need to win, like reverse the curse. And now he is like, if I spend $1, how will I ever recover? How will I financially recover?
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
I'm still going to sell the seats in Fenway Park, but I can't buy a single player.
yep.
The difference is like, that's what we need right now is someone to come in and John Henry, John Henry.
100%. It's
Yeah.
so the line in the doc was so ironic because it was like, yeah, like they were just looking at Fenway Park as an investment, like the old owners, like they didn't have any desire to match the Yankees or
Yep.
anything like that. And then John Henry and the boys came in and completely revitalized it. I'm like, that's where we are now. That's what you've completely become your
Yep.
predecessors, which is just like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a great run, but it's like, oh,
I know.
things.
I know. It has. So I wouldn't trade it, but it's like you should now realize, like, look in the mirror. How do you not look in the mirror while you're saying that being interviewed in the documentary
Right?
that you haven't spent a nickel?
Like,
And the
like
thing is, I mean, we don't have probably the level of guys we did in '03 or whatever they got it, 2002,
mhm.
but we have guys that like could be the foundation of a championship roster.
Yeah, I would say we're in a better spot. I mean, we have a way better farm system.
Way better farm system. We don't have like an
Ortiz.
ace like we did.
Yeah, definitely
David
don't have
Ortiz
it. Yeah.
or I mean, Nomar was another part of the doc that was super interesting to me because I knew Nomar really only the name of like he was the Red
Mhm.
Sox shortstop, but I didn't know anything really about that whole trade
Saga.
that fell through. I didn't know anything about that.
How about Kevin Millar getting on and was like, "We'll take A-Rod." It's like,
Yeah,
oh my
I
god,
know.
he
Why
would have
don't
been
you?
a hilarious guy to like be
I
like one of
know
your guys. Like,
he
oh
would have
my
been
god,
awesome to just like watch. That's one of
yeah,
those things where it's like, why even go on ESPN?
I know, I know. And
Why?
it was
How
one
much
of
money are they giving you? Just
I know.
don't
I
talk.
did. Did they even pay him to do that? Like
Yeah,
one of the more hilarious moments of the doc was when the interviewer told him like what the
the
ESPN guy
quote
actually
was,
and
yeah.
he was like, "What? I didn't even know after 20 years. I didn't
And
even
then he was
know."
like, "Oh, I guess he should have been mad." Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense. It's like
yeah.
yeah,
I would have been mad too.
it's been 20 years. You didn't rewatch the interview once? Like
I know.
it's hilarious. But what's great, which I did know this about A-Rod is how close he was to being a member of the Boston Red Sox. Like that
I
is
know. It would have been. I mean, now he is like one of my most hated people of all time, and he
yep.
would have been one of my most favorite people of all time. That's
It's
so
so
weird.
crazy. What I also didn't realize, and that I'm sure I could have if I just like thought about it, but how revered he was like defensively at shortstop. Because
And then
I
they
just
just shipped him over to the third.
my whole life was him at third. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh, I didn't know he was like Fernando Tatis. Like
And
I
then he
didn't
won one
Gold Glove
World
or
Series. No,
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
World
One
Series.
World Series, '09, right? Yeah.
He's like, I came here to win chips. Like, I'll just go play third.
I know he only won
Like,
one, and they were
dude,
stacked. I
what?
love it. I love it.
I know, but how do you like make a career choice like that? You're like, I'm coming to the Yankees. Like, we're gonna win championships. I'll just play third. It's whatever. And then you win one ring.
I know. I know.
It's
Well, I'll go to the
crazy.
Yankees with Derek Jeter on the team, like
Jeter's
probably the
such a
one
douche.
short. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild, and it was sucks that the players' union was the one that like vetoed that, but whatever.
Yeah, it seemed like it was kind of falling through anyway. But
Yeah,
I have another thing with Nomar where they were just
yeah,
kind of. I mean, he was the guy. He was like the Red Sox. Everyone, they interviewed the fans and they're like, yeah, it's fucking Nomar. Like
yeah. No
Nomar's the
worries.
guy.
Yep,
And then they're like, yeah, he's just not really doing it for us. Like we caused some problems in the clubhouse, which I get that part. But how like was he that bad defensively? How bad was he?
I know.
Like I looked at his numbers. I couldn't find his like error stats, but I mean, he raked. He batted like 320
Damn,
that
really?
year. That
The
year,
'04
yeah.
season? Damn.
Or the '03 season, then the '04 season, he was batting 300, and they just were like, he can't really field.
I know. It's
You're
so
not going to win
interesting.
a World Series with him at shortstop. And it's like, all
It's
right.
like,
And then you trade for what's his name, Orlando Cabrera,
yeah, Orlando Cabrera, who could not hit. I don't think.
who couldn't hit, but he could field. And they were like, that's really all it takes. And earlier in the doc, they were like, all we need is guys that get on base, and we'll win. And
Yeah,
you
right. I
trade
know
for a
the
guy that
Moneyball
can't get
thing.
on base, and
It's like the reverse Moneyball thing. I was like, I thought you guys were like money analytics people. Yeah, I don't know.
I know,
It
but I
was,
also hate that they just cruised over Orlando Cabrera because he was a Gold Glove shortstop at the most important position, and they didn't talk to him once or anything. And it was like,
I know.
dude,
I wanted to know more. I kept asking my dad about him. I was like, "Who's this?"
yeah.
And he was like, "Dude, he was really good. Actually, like we were
I
pumped
might,
when we got
I
him."
might have to rewatch it with my dad to ask him questions too because I just kind of freeballed it.
Yeah, I was like, "Is this guy?" I didn't even know. I actually had no idea who even had replaced Nomar, and he was like, "Oh no, he
I would
was."
have loved to know if he was actually like that bad at like defensively.
I know, right? Like,
Yeah,
is he that much of a problem? I think probably the part that made people mad was it must have been like the July 4th Yankees weekend when he just didn't play.
yeah. He sat out and then he asked to like pinch hit, and they were just like, yeah, fuck it,
They were
dude.
oh,
Tito is the
Tito,
best.
the
Tito's
best,
the best.
the best, and that's all
I
you've
love how
heard
he
too.
kept just being like, "Yeah, I was just in my underwear in the clubhouse." Like, like three
All the time.
times he was like, I got suspended, and the boys came in, and I was just in my underwear. It's like, all right, you didn't have to say like we don't
Did you do that
care.
often? Like, yeah, it seems like you did that often. I love it though. I love it. I like, yeah.
So funny.
He's
I like
he was a man.
my favorite was when like they asked each player about him, and everyone's like, "Oh, dude, Tito, I love Tito. Like he was the best."
No, it was yeah. Everyone had like the same reaction. Like it was just like,
Yeah.
ah, that guy. That guy was
No,
so sick.
Doc was awesome.
Just hired as a manager again, which is
Yep,
amazing.
I know.
Cincinnati, right?
Awesome
So
Doc
good.
though. If you haven't seen it, I'd go watch it.
Awesome doc, awesome doc.
Yeah, I have one other
Ortiz,
thing.
it was cool seeing the
Yeah,
Ortiz stuff because like that's like the first I watched the Red Sox a lot when I was growing up, but I obviously missed like I was too young for '07, and so I watched them when they were like in that weird slump and like 11, 12, 13, like and 12 when like Bobby Valentine, they were really bad, but I watched them like every night in the summer because I'm like 10
yeah,
years old. I have nothing better to
yeah.
do. And so I was really dialed into the 2013 run. And that was when like David Ortiz was just like every time he got up, it was a hit. It felt like, you know what I mean? And he had a
Yeah.
bunch of walk-offs. He had that grand slam against the Tigers in 13. So I was like, this guy's unbelievable. So it was it was cool to see like the birth of that in '04 when Theo was like, I've never seen like major leaguers like revere another major
I
leaguer,
know
like the
the
way they
back-to-back
started to
walk-offs.
revere. Yeah.
It's
Like,
crazy how the Twins just passed on him. Like baseball's crazy because
it's crazy. Yes.
they just passed on him, and the Sox like weren't playing him every night, and then he just turned into this like unanimous Hall of Fame play. Like
I know. What's so
it's so
interesting too
cool.
is like Tito, like some guys can just see it, and baseball is just so weird in that way. Where Tito was like talking about that story of him in the batting cage when Tito was just watching him, and he was like, "Yeah, do you got anything for me? You've been watching me for like an hour," and he was like, "No,
And he
dude,
was
you're one of the best in the game. Like, just go hit it, you know." And then
yeah,
like since then, it's
and
like
then
so
20
weird.
straight years of dingers. I mean,
Yeah, crazy.
it's literally like I'm not gonna make this comparison, but I'm gonna say it.
Mhm.
It'd be like if Bobby, what's his name? Bobby Dahlback. Like we
Yeah,
released Bobby Dahlback, and he just went to another team,
yeah,
and after a month just started raking. Like no one would be surprised because he's hit homers before, and he hasn't like gotten a. I mean, he's gotten a chance. He's played plenty of games, but like I don't
yeah,
know.
and became
That's
this
what
like
it must have been like for the Twins. They just like didn't play him, and they whatever
that's
shipped him
probably
off.
what it felt like, right? It's like this guy hits some home runs sometimes. He's just not doing it for us though, you
It's
know.
either home runs or strikeouts, and he's like not the best first baseman defensively. So
Best clutch
whatever.
hitter ever, probably.
And then
Like,
he just it's
but
amazing.
baseball that's a cool thing about this is it kind of got me like I've been so down on baseball the last couple of years that like this kind of got I'm like, God, dude, baseball is real. Like, baseball is cool. It has a bunch of different wrinkles that like other sports just don't have at all, and it's
Yeah,
like so much of it is just mental. Like the idea of like pitchers like having their stuff or not having their stuff is like so interesting to me. It's like
and how the batters know.
I know. Also, that was crazy how like Ortiz would just be like, "Yeah, this reliever came in, and I know he loves to throw like an
No,
off
up and
speed
in.
cutter."
So I'm
And
taking the yard.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like, how do you just
Yep.
know that? Like,
And what's
crazy.
his name? The Yankees dude that they added that let off.
The what's his face there? Bat like
Yeah,
this? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He was good. He was really good. Who they signed leading up to '04?
yeah. He was awesome, but he was like, I knew with that first pitch. What's his name? I don't know any names. Didn't
Schelling?
have his. Yeah, Kurt Schilling just didn't have his stuff.
Yeah,
First
yeah,
pitch,
yeah. You knew on the first pitch, he was like, "Oh, this isn't Kurt Schelling." And it was
and
like,
then he just got lit up.
how about that? How about that bloody ankle? That's another thing I didn't know. Maybe I knew at some point, but I knew he had like obviously I knew he had some ankle injury. I did not know they like the doctor did a test on a dead body the day before and was like, I think I can do it. He
Yeah,
was like, okay.
I knew he got surgery like 2 days before, and that's why he was bleeding. But I didn't know like that they were like, yeah, your tendon's like not on your bone. It's
Yeah.
like something like that. It's like, oh, okay.
I
He's
love
been
how
pitching the
Schelling
whole
was
year,
yeah.
so
I love how Schelling was like, well, you did the experimental surgery. And I kept being like, yeah, on a dead guy, like a day
yeah.
ago. Like
And
what
he
was
hasn't
the
walked. The guy's not
no.
walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so great.
My only other note was that they made for like 90% of the documentary. It seemed like they made it so Manny like hated this Red Sox,
I know.
and then they were like, for 5 minutes they did like that little Manny. What was it? Manny being Manny or something like
Oh,
Manny
probably basic I mean basically like when he in the spring training stuff or
when he was like holding up the sign in the
oh yeah.
like when the monster held up the sign and it was like Manny whatever another episode of Manny TV or something like that.
Yeah.
But for most of the doc, it was just like he was like, "Get me the fuck out of here! I hate this place."
I
Or
know. That's what my dad said. He was like, I don't think that painted Manny in the best light. And my dad was like, dude, Manny
Manny,
was like my favorite player. And he was like,
dude,
all of my friends play
that's
favorite
what
players.
I was hoping they were getting get more into that, dude. There was like, remember when he would like catch a ball, run up the wall, and like high five someone, and then throw it in.
Yeah, yeah. My dad he always his favorite Red Sox memories. He was in Camden Yards in Baltimore watching, and they were like many, and he turned around and was like, "What's up, fellas?" And like he's like,
Yeah.
that was so cool. I was so
And
yeah, it
Manny
was
Manny would rake. They like didn't
great.
highlight that. Rake.
That was the '07 year, wasn't it? When he hit that fucking like over the
Yeah.
Green Monster.
Yeah.
Like that's another
And
thing
he
too.
was
It's
like,
like yeah. That he stayed for like 4 more years. So I don't know what
yeah,
the yeah.
I know.
That was kind of annoying.
And Johnny Damon I would have liked to talk to him more.
Ugh, it's crazy. He just went to the Yankees after. That's
I
so
know.
weird. So
Yep.
weird. But yeah,
So many of those guys, that outfielders that just turn into nothing on the
I know
Yankees.
the same thing. Yeah, they're. I mean, just talk about characters though. Talk about
So many
characters.
guys. So many guys.
So many guys. Millar would. I mean, Millar is hilarious. Like
I
hilarious.
can't wait till we're old guys and we get to watch like the Celtics documentary, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my
I'm
god.
like, dude, you should have seen Derek White.
I
Like,
know. Derek White, yeah, he was.
what's also cool is like how like dialed in they were. They're just like how the media. It's kind of been. I don't know. It's like it's not this as it's not the same as it was back then. It's like a different vibe. I think it's a bit more hostile vibe now. But like Millar just talking to Dan Shaughnessy, and he's like, we'll put Dan Shaughnessy batting or pitching in Game 7. You know, anything can happen in Game 7. Just like,
I
and
know.
he's like,
He's
well,
like,
it is
nice hair,
1-1.
buddy.
Yeah. Like that's so funny. Like I'm
I
at,
know.
yeah, that's
Nowadays,
awesome.
that'd be like a huge headline. He'd be like, "Oh,
Exactly.
Jaron Duran chirped a reporter."
Right. Yeah. But back then, everyone was just boys. And the Jack Daniels, I mean, crazy.
Awesome,
Poppy
awesome.
was
Go
like,
watch
yeah,
that documentary if you haven't.
yeah, it was awesome. It was great.
All right. Do you want to do a little sports Equinox thing here, and then we'll get into the Celtics to close it?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Cool. So we're gonna do sports Equinox. We kind of both came up with this thing where we tried to the sports Equinox. If you're a casual sports fan and still listening to this podcast at episode minute 50,
Hmm.
it's sports Equinox is like there's one game from each sport on all tonight, so it should be super exciting. And we're just gonna do one thing we want to see from each Boston sports team.
Yep.
Equinox.
Yep. Equinox.
Okay.
Equinox version.
Do you want me to go through all mine, or do you want to go one for one? Like
We can go one for
Bruins?
one.
Okay. Do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Patriots first. I have first
All
on my
right,
list.
sure. Yeah, me or you?
You can go first.
Okay. I just said that Drake May gets the world, and we add some depth, like on the offensive line
Okay.
and wide receivers. It was
Great.
super reasonable. I don't know. Oh, also, wait, change uniforms. That's my real one.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a
Change
good
the
one.
uniforms. Change the uniforms.
That's really good. I like that a lot.
That's my official answer. Change the
I'm in on
uniforms.
that. Mine is we somehow end up with Ben Johnson as our head coach.
Oh, I love it. I actually
You
love
know?
this Equinox game. Let's just start saying crazy stuff.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like I
I'm
don't know
not
if I
saying
want
that's
to.
crazy. I'm saying let's just get wild.
Like, oh, we'll have to fire Mayo. I don't care. We somehow end up with Ben Johnson as our head coach.
I like it. I like it.
Okay.
All right. Where do you want to go now? Celtics?
Celtics, sure.
I said somehow we keep this team together, but then I said Tatum wins MVP.
Okay, nice. I was going to do that. And then I went with they get bought by somebody awesome.
True.
Like,
I'm not worried about that one because
I
you
know.
realize it's only a minority, not a minority ownership, but like not all of the ownership.
Yeah, it's just the majority, right? But
Wick was
there's
just like the face of the ownership. He was.
rest of the
I
group.
think they had the majority still.
Yeah, but the
He was
rest of the
just the
group is
face.
staying, right?
Yeah. The rest of the group's staying, so it's not like this guy can come in and just make all these crazy decisions. I don't think.
Yeah, no, that is true.
At least that's how it's working in my brain. I have no idea how it really works.
True.
The
Jordan Walsh
Bruins.
to be good, maybe.
What?
Also, Jordan Walsh to be good, maybe a little flyer on
Like
that.
like maybe like Scottie Pippen good.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen, good, whatever.
Okay.
Still waiting on that.
Bruins. I just said that they all get along.
Okay.
That's
I
all I
mean,
want.
I think they're doing that. You should see their TikTok page. It is actually maybe my favorite follow. I mean,
I
they're
wish I was
all
a Bruins guy. I just can't. I've never been into hockey. I've never played hockey. I've never got
no,
into
it's
it.
fair. It's
Which
tough.
it's kind of you could say it's lame, especially not being a Bruins guy. Like I'll watch the playoffs.
Yeah,
a
but
little
you
bit.
support them in name. That's all we can ask for.
I support them. Like I'll go to the game and root for them, but it's whatever. I'll get into my other hockey take later. I've just never been a Bruins guy. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Their costumes were great. So one of them was I think it was like Lindholm. I think Lindholm was fucking Randall from Monsters Inc. And he had
Really?
like the whole thing. Yeah, it was
That's
awesome.
Did you see Miles Garrett?
Yeah,
Which is that? That's
I know.
patriotism,
I was like, oh, we can. All right, that's allowed.
he did whiteface, so
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I did that, I wouldn't be Super cool. I said Matt Potra becomes like all-star level. Potras there,
Mm,
the young kid
I like that.
who I
Maybe
talked
I'll
about.
say Swayman stays like Hall of Fame level
That would
goalie,
be great.
which yeah,
That would be great.
because we spent all that money on him
He's
and
been
he
fine.
made such a big fuss about it.
Yeah, huge fuss.
You
Huge
better you
fuss.
better be able to play, bud.
Yeah, yeah. Potra becoming good would be like huge because that's just something like if you can just have one of your draft picks just be really good, like oh my
Yeah,
god, helps the
yeah, that would be fun.
helps the Browns. He's playing. He's good. Little Bruins. I don't know if you've been following. They just they played horrible on Saturday and beat the Maple Leafs in overtime, which is just great. It's like the Jets. It's like us with the Jets. It's so great.
Okay, yeah,
So
I love that. All right, Red Sox.
yeah,
I said sell the team.
cool. Yep, I figured you were going to say that, so I didn't
Yeah,
say it, and I said make Theo Epstein the full GM again.
I love it. I also
Yep,
said add some pitching. Give me a couple
yep,
pitchers,
yeah. Fair, fair.
and don't trade our best player, Jaron Duran,
Yeah,
because that's like why are we even talking about that? He's our
don't
by far like our best statistical player, and we're just
yep.
like,
Get him out
what
of
if we
here.
traded him for like a second pitcher, like a
Get him out of here.
what?
I don't know if you know. I don't know if you knew this, but Mookie Betts is still really good in the World Series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, he's still really good.
Oh.
I know we didn't think that deal was going to be smart financially, but whatever it is, 6 years later, he's still
I
really good.
also always forget that what's his name, Dave Roberts, is just the Dodgers manager.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's another reason to root for the Dodgers, I think.
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
rooting for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Cool. Those are good.
Those are pretty good. Yeah. And then we did the sports equinox of things we want to see happen in each sport.
Hmm.
So do you want to rip those? The same
Yep.
in the same vein, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, equinox. We're just
Yep.
saying equinox. That might be a word I just add to my repertoire.
Equinox is if we're sticking on the superhero theme, Equinox is a really underrated and underutilized DC villain. He's made his one appearance in I believe it was Batman the animated series in the '90s in terms of television, not in the comic books, and he was brilliant. Very very cool. Yes, yes,
I
Quinn.
have a question.
Yep.
Can I go to the bathroom? No,
Fine.
I'm kidding. That was my question.
Okay.
Um, when, because I've known you a good portion of your life,
Uh-huh.
did you read a lot of comic books? Like, when did you? This is a part of your life where I'm like, yeah, I
When
knew he was big into politics in like middle school, and
I
then
was, I
got into
was.
sports. When did you like? Did you read comic books growing up, or did you just like go on Reddit for 10 hours every day for like a
That,
year?
that was more so it. That was more so
Okay,
it.
because I'm
Yeah.
like, I you know so much, and I'm like, whatever. Like he watches the movies, it's chill.
Right.
But you know, like these niche
Mhm.
villains from DC, where I'm like, he must have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I've
I'm
never
not.
been.
I'm not. I was just wondering. I'm just wondering.
No, it's
Or
a
you?
fair question. I've read a handful of comic books, not as many as I'd like, but I get really into the YouTube videos. The YouTube
Like
videos
YouTube
are,
videos. Okay.
yep, explain it all.
I watch like camping survival videos.
There you go. I would be helpless in that situation. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay, cool. All right, let's do. I have first, before we do each sport, just one overlying thing I want to see happen in sports in general, in
Let's hear it.
U.S. sports.
Let's hear it.
Just make the tickets cheaper.
Oh, you are
Make the,
telling me.
I mean, I know I'm talking to you, but even if Tickettree were to take over, tickets would still be expensive just because it's set by you guys don't set the market.
Right.
I saw a video of like the European basketball thing. It was like whatever. Those stadiums are packed, and they're like, why can't this be the U.S.? Why isn't this the NBA? Why is there no fans at the Heat game? Because the tickets are $400, and it's just like the real fans can't go. It's all rich
Correct.
people, and you go once a year if you're lucky, and just
100%.
make them cheaper, and it'll just like you will. I don't know. I'm not going to
We
sell this financially, but like you will acquire
I know.
more somehow. This is
We
my sell.
experienced it firsthand in Italy. I mean, we sat on like the
Yeah,
50-yard line, and that
50. It was
stadium
like
was.
€100.
Yep, and that
You could
stadium
like
was.
€100 barely gets you into the TD Garden tonight.
Yep, yep, and we got some of the best seats in the house, and it was
Yeah, it
packed.
was
I
awesome.
think that's the only kind of benefit that MLB has right now is like you can get these amazing environments in places like Boston because you sell tickets
But
for cheap.
that's only because there's 162 games,
Exactly,
and when like the Yankees come to town, the tickets are still like $150
I know. Yep,
for
totally,
bleacher seats.
totally.
And the only reason they're cheap is because they don't sell them all out because like the
Yeah,
team sucks.
yep, 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 yep.
All right, let's get into each sport.
That's
Hockey.
sure.
I said play not during the NBA, NFL, college football, and college basketball. Just for me personally.
Okay, cool. You want to play in the summer?
Sure. I mean, I'd watch it more.
That's
I
true.
would.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would.
That's fair. Okay, cool. I went with get like a league wide great young star that's super outspoken, and has a very unique look to him.
Just
Like I
go.
need Bedard to start saying like
I
he
hate
loved,
women.
yeah, something crazy, or just being like, I don't think we should ever practice, or like I
You
just
want like a diva. You need a diva.
need it bad because
You want
everyone in the
Allen Iverson
NHL,
in the NHL.
everyone in the NHL is just like a great dude, and it's like, all right, I'm done with the same guys. Get you guys need. Connor McDavid is probably the greatest hockey player who's ever lived, and we finally got a little bit of personality in the behind the scenes documentary just came out, and that was in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. So, like, just
Yeah,
give
but
me a little bit.
isn't that kind of hockey's nature to be like,
Yeah, no, it
fuck,
is, it
fuck
is,
the media, like nose to the grind. I'm just gonna.
it is, it is.
I
So
got
it's like
10 stitches in my eye last night. I'm just gonna play tomorrow.
it is, but I think, imagine if we had a Caitlin Clark in the NHL. Imagine if Bedard was super fucking outspoken and popular.
I think Caitlin Clark is the most NHL player there is.
How do you
People
figure?
just make narratives about her. She is
Oh
not.
yeah, no, you're right,
She
you're
doesn't.
right.
She doesn't talk. She's just like, I'm playing my game.
Give me
If you had
Angel Reese then.
Angel Reese in the NHL would be a big deal.
But I need, yeah, I need her to be. I need them to be good. I need them to actually be really good. Like, yeah. So,
Okay, I like that. It could be. I mean, maybe if Matt Kachuk was like a little more outspoken because he's kind of like a little
yeah,
villainy,
yeah, he is, and I bet it's tough because
but
like
he's like a top five player in the league.
I don't think so.
Borderline,
He's not a top three. Yeah, he's probably the third best player on his team. That's what's crazy.
really?
Florida is so good. Like Florida
Oh,
had a guy who scored like
I thought he was like a top five guy.
he's really good. I don't think he's top 5. He's probably like top 20,
I
maybe
mean,
top 25.
success in the playoffs.
Oh no, 100%. But I mean, they have a guy like Reinhardt for Florida scored like 60 goals last year. So
Yeah,
they're just really good. But yes, yeah, I mean, I
that
like
could be like a lot or a little. I really that's
so
these hockey things. It keeps happening. It's like, oh, the Bruins won the most games ever, and then they didn't even come close to winning a cup. And it's like this guy just scored 80, whatever. I don't know.
I know a crazy number. What's good about hockey is their ratings in the playoffs last season were like really solid. So that's good for the league.
I'm not trying to hate on hockey. It's just not for me.
Okay, that's fine.
And
That's
there's
fine.
no way as a sports fan you watch every sport.
Oh no.
I'm just talking in general. Like there's one or two sports you just don't watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't
I don't
really
watch a
watch.
bunch of the Bruins in the regular season. I don't.
You don't want. Are you also not really dialed into college basketball?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely just
Yeah,
not dialed into college hoops at all.
yeah. There's just like one sport that you just don't really watch.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah. All
Although
right.
Duke is, I hate to bring this up, but Duke is going to be really good.
You want to go?
I'm just saying they have the other
You want
white.
to claim Duke?
They had the other. I mean, I've always liked Duke, but that in the Ohio State Michigan rivalry, I've never claimed a side. To be fair, but I feel like I have to claim UNC now because Drake. But that other white on Duke is also really good. So, whew.
Yeah. They also still have what's that point guard's name? Proctor.
Pro- really, he's
Maybe
still
not.
there. He might be. No, he might be.
He
I
could
don't
be.
know.
I think
I
he
couldn't
is.
tell you who he would have gotten drafted to. So,
Yeah, this draft was so shit. But
I know.
whatever. All right. Do you want to do baseball?
Sure, baseball. I said cut the season in half.
Good. I said figure out this or yeah, figure out the salary cap.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have it figured out. I just don't know how it works. And it seems like
Oh,
some teams are spending $10 million, and then the Yankees have spent $350 million.
I
And
don't.
it's
Yeah, I
like
don't think there is one. I don't think
there
there is
should
a
be a floor or ceiling or like something.
Yep.
Figured that out because that's like
Basically soccer.
it's not fun having the White Sox win 10 games and then the Yankees
Happy.
spend $320 million and just get every good player and then they suck in the playoffs. It's not fun.
Yep.
My other one was somehow make the draft more fun
Yeah.
and like the minor league shorter. Like I don't want guys rotting
I
down
know.
there till they're 27 and then Aaron Judge is like, oh my God, rookie of the year. He's in his prime and he's already 30.
Yep. Jaron Duran's 28. So
Yeah, and he's just that was his second year last year.
yeah.
This
Yep.
past year.
Yeah. Hate it. Hate it.
Basketball.
Sure.
Mine were just in-game actual things. Fix the flopping. Figure that out.
Good
That's
one.
just it makes me not watch basketball.
Yep. Totally. I
There's just
said.
some guys, and I'm not saying it's like some Celtics guys do it too. Marcus Smart was the king of it. Like I hated watching Marcus Smart do that.
Same.
Don't do that. Also, figure out the sitting out games thing.
Got to figure it out.
You can't have your stars be sitting out games. And if
Yep.
that should be a thing where they make less money if LeBron is not ready to play back to backs, then I don't think you're ready to be in the league anymore. Like just don't come off
Embiid
the
is,
bench. Come off the bench. Like you can't play 40 games out of the year and then just whatever.
I love what Chuck said about that. I thought it was great.
What did he say?
100%. He was talking about Embiid, and he was like, "We're not like steel workers. Like, I don't know what. Like, we
I
play
know,
4 games a week.
yeah, but
Like,
also like I would imagine that basketball players put in more work than a steel worker does.
yeah, but like,
As far as even physical labor wise, like you steel workers just go to the factory every day from 9 to 5, which is like I'm not
yeah,
discrediting them, but like NBA players
I
travel.
think it was more like just play, like just
No,
play the
I
game.
agree. I'm on Chuck's side, but that part I was like, basketball players do a lot.
Yeah, not I mean they're
Yeah,
not steel workers, but yeah, I
they have
said for
more. They do more than a 40-hour week.
yeah, I would say their week is more than
Yeah,
40 hours.
yeah,
Yes, absolutely. For basketball, I said of that vein, I said like figure out the refereeing, which is just like
yeah. It's
make
tough.
foul
Just
calls like less, like just I.
or
It's
more
gotten like
consistent, maybe
sometimes
more
I think
consistent.
I know sometimes I think it's gotten a little better. Like so far, what I've seen this season, it hasn't been horrible. But like there's just this stuff when you're just like Shea does it all the time, Luca does it all the time, where you're just like driving in and you do that, and it's like it's
You just
automatically
like
a
throw
foul.
it up, and Tatum does it all the time too. But it's
Yeah,
just like, dude,
everyone does it, and it's just like
yeah,
annoying. Don't do that. What I really want, I think I'd actually probably rather that, but for the NBA, is just better TV coverage in general. There was a breakdown today. I don't know if you saw. I think it was a tweet of the total minutes in an NBA broadcast, and it was like 20% for actual gameplay, 30% for commercials, 20% for dead balls, and like 10% for like reviews or something.
I
It
know.
was
I'm
like,
listening to too much Dorisberg. I can't.
yeah, that's so. Then there's also that which I tried to group in this umbrella.
Yeah,
Like Kendrick Perkins decided. Kendrick Perkins the other day was like, I think Shea needs to score less and get his
yeah.
teammates involved more. I don't know. I don't think Kendrick Perkins has ever watched the Thunder play basketball. So it's just like all the talking heads around like basketball, just the coverage around basketball, not ideal right now. Which
I think
bumps
the
me out. I
NBA,
think
the
basketball's in a
NBA
great
is like,
spot.
yeah, it is a lot of young stars. I think the
Yeah.
NBA is like the ultimate. Let me tape this, and I can watch it later and fast forward all through the shitty parts, and still see Tatum drop 30 or whatever. It's like
Yep.
I would rather do that than with any other sport.
It's the ultimate like social media sport. It really is.
Ultimate, they it's literally this podcast where they just hung clips.
Hunt clips. Exactly. That's what it is. Okay, NFL.
I said make the games matter more.
Mm, okay.
Make
A
the games
little.
matter more. The college football model. Every college football is the best because every game matters, and
Yep.
even less. But like now, the games matter less because they expanded the playoff. The
A little
NFL,
less.
half the league makes the playoffs, so the Bengals lost 4 in a row to start the year, and no one was worried.
Yep. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't mind that. I like limiting the game. Also, like more guys will stay healthy if you maybe slim down the games a little bit, even though they're going to make it 18, which is going to suck. But
I know,
whatever.
but like, how does half the league make the playoffs? Like, make the games
Yeah,
matter.
that too. That too.
Make the regular season games matter. Which also, though, now that I'm thinking about it, the bad teams just would never try.
I mean, yeah, yeah. But
You
draft
know,
picks are always a thing. Yeah, I don't know.
because there's like no rivalries. Like, it's not
That's
like
true. Yeah, so I
Mississippi
don't know.
State sucks
I'm
and they're
not
good enough
against.
for Ole Miss.
I'm not against half the teams like making the playoffs in theory. I think the NFL definitely does it best in terms of the regular season mattering. But yeah, I would rather the NFL be like 14 games. I think that would be awesome. I'm fine with
I
the
agree.
playoff structure, but make it like 14 games.
Yeah, I think make the games matter more. Do college football this year has been unreal because those games are electric, and the
Yep.
NFL is just like I don't
Yeah.
really. I'm not going to watch the game tonight because it's like if the Steelers or Giants win or lose, like I don't give a fuck.
I know. Very true. Very true. I said with the NFL that I'm really passionate about, which is tough because it's like a larger issue, but just
Yeah,
just less commercials. And I'm not like 100% sure if this is a thing, but I'm pretty sure it is that college football just has way less. And maybe I could be wrong. Like if someone told me like actually it's the same, I'd be like, oh okay. But like the NFL, a touchdown happens, you have 60 to 90 seconds of commercial. You come back for the extra point. That gets kicked. Then you have another 60 seconds of commercial. Then you have the kickoff. And then sometimes you have a commercial after that. It's like,
yeah.
oh my God, it's
You know, it's like 3 minutes
everywhere.
of commercial to watch two plays, and they're
It's
both kicks.
crazy. Like every time, even a punt, like anything, it's just like every single break. And I swear to God, because I remember I was distinct moment watching college football that like that didn't happen, like what I just described, or it was just like 30 seconds and then the rest of it was fluid. And it's
Yeah,
like I know we're squeezing out the dollars. I know the dollars are insane, but like product wise, you can't tell me that wouldn't like really just increase fan viewership. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I also enjoy listening to college football announcers much more than NFL announcers.
same for whatever reason. I don't
I'm
know
out
why.
on Brady. This is
Really,
my, yeah,
I didn't
I'm just
listen
out
to him
on
last
Brady.
week. I didn't listen to him.
Everything I've heard from him is just like he's trying to fill the dead space too much, and he's trying to.
Yeah,
It seems like he's just got the job, and he's trying too hard to like be perfect,
yeah. I
which is
think
who
Chris
he
Fowler.
is. Yeah,
Yeah, Chris Fowler and Kirk are just so good, and
so
the
good,
guys
perfect.
who I miss so much are the guys, the former SEC guys that are now the CBS guys, where
Yeah,
they'd be like touchdown Alabama. And it was like, oh,
yeah.
so cool. I love that guy. But so RIP to him. He didn't die, but now he just calls like Cal versus Penn State or
Whatever.
something.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Last thing I have is the favorite current Boston guys.
yeah. We didn't do any Celtic stuff, but we don't have
Oh
to.
yeah, we can still do that. So I guess
We
now.
should rip it quick because we're already over an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah. Celtic stuff right now, and then finish with top 10.
Um, yeah. I mean, my top 10. We could save it for a week if we want.
Yeah,
Clips
we can.
wise.
We could save it for a week. That would be
Yeah,
smart. Okay.
and I can organize mine better because mine sneak preview is Drake May, all 5 Celtics, then 4 Red Sox guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna organize it.
Cool.
All right, so the Celtics are my TV turned off.
We're tied right now. We're tied right now, and Joe's upset about something.
How much time's left in the game?
2 minutes, 2:42 left in the third.
2 minutes remaining in the period.
Third quarter. Joe is furious about something.
I love it. The Celtics started 3-0. They're playing right now. Probably going to be 4-0, whatever.
I don't know. It's looking like a fist fight.
They're still no Kristaps. Jason Tatum is averaging 33, 6, and 6. His jumper seems to be back. In the first half, he scored 25, 20, and 22. I mean, he's on one right now. Like, thank you, Steve Kerr. NBA forwards with 62 points, 15 rebounds, 16 assists combined in their first 2 games. It's only Larry Bird and Jason Tatum. That's it. No one better. So, I mean, he's literally in a class of his own right now. He was leading the league in scoring, I think, rebounds and assists for the first 2 games.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is obviously a small sample size, but like he's got the fire in him.
He's nuts. It's so interesting, like what a championship does to a organization and to a team. All of a sudden, it's like these are the Patriots now. It's like the way I felt watching the Patriots with like the trust and the awe, and of like, oh my god, Gronk is so good. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like Edelman just scored his 3rd touchdown of the game. Like now, I feel this with these guys, and it's just like I it's so crazy that like Tatum was the best player on a championship team, and he had an amazing year, all things considered, and he came back and has gotten like noticeably better. Like that
I mean,
is
he was back-to-back first-team All-NBA player.
like and noticeably better. We're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, his shot is so much better. Like
Which means, by the way, first-team All-NBA means over like however many people vote, like
Derek
30, 40 people.
yeah. For what? I'm sorry.
All-NBA. He's a top 2 forward in the league.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying.
Yep.
So,
Out of all,
and
the
he's
four.
getting better. Yeah.
It's still getting better. It's such a I don't know if it's like the mix of Missoula and everything else, but to have a team that dominated all of last year come back and everyone is mad, it's so awesome. It's so awesome.
I know
And
this
Derek
team's
White,
amazing. I'm not like if we blow a lead, I'm not worried. I'm like, oh, that's just like a one-off.
Yep.
Like
All
that's
of a
just like
sudden,
where we're at. Where I'm not worried about anything. It's amazing.
dude, was that
The
Derek
last
again?
the last 2 seasons we have had 16 10-point deficits and 19 30-point leads. So 3 more 30-point leads than 10-point deficits.
That's so insane. We kill teams.
Crazy.
Oh my god. Oh, that,
Some stuff on this game, the Celtics Bucks game.
yeah.
What's up with the I know we saw it earlier in the year, but why is Rondo on the Bucks coaching staff? Get him on the Celtics.
I know. Doc.
What are we doing?
Doc.
He played everywhere.
I know, yeah, it's Doc, but Derek White. Just for your updates, I don't know if because it's on behind you. Derek, we was like tied game, and Derek White just hit back-to-back contested threes. So crowd is going nuts right now.
By the way, we traded Romeo Langford for him.
And at the time, I was like, damn, I liked Romeo Langford.
Romeo, yeah.
You know what's weird is that Derek White was like on the 22 finals team.
Yeah.
Isn't that strange? Like he was not really
We
Derek White.
we got him that year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at that deadline, I believe. We traded Langford.
He still had hair. He
Yeah.
still had hair.
I very vividly remember that we traded Josh Richardson, and people were like, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were like, people were, oh my god, Derek White again? Derek White for a third 3? Nope. But Jordan Walsh put back almost slam.
I love
That's
that. He's getting a lot of minutes. He came in the first quarter.
Scottie Pippen. I'm telling you, it could be a
Scotty
poor man
Pippen.
Scottie Pippen. This is tough to do right now because, of course, right now this game is getting like really competitive.
Yeah.
Like, of course, now
I
I'm
know.
like, oh my god,
I
that's
heard Brian Scalabrine say something earlier in this game. He said Pat Connaughton was drafted to the MLB 2 times.
2 times. Good for him. Weymouth,
Which is
maybe.
that
I don't know
possible?
how I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that.
Twice drafted.
But shout out him.
Yeah.
On the oh my god, Jordan Walsh. On the sorry. I mean, this game's really good. On the MLB, just quickly on the MLB draft point, how awesome is it that the Chicago White Sox can't get the number one overall pick?
Or a top 20. What was it? Top
Top
15
10. So they'll get the 11th pick, and they were the worst team in the history of baseball.
ever.
It's so awesome, and the reasoning is so insane. I
What
tried
is
looking
it?
it up, and I just still don't get it. It's because they're considered a large market team, and they participate in some weird rev sharing thing, which I'm like, okay, but there are only a couple teams that do that, and so that means that you can't have back to back picks in the top 10 in back to back years. That's just
What?
it. So is that like a Jerry Reinsdorf is really cheap thing? Like I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
No, he's just they're
and
awful.
it's funny because I looked at like I think most of the teams like that doesn't affect. So it's like, dude,
That's
they'll get
so
the
insane.
11th pick. Best we can do is the 11th pick. It's
We'll
so
take
funny.
it.
It's
We'll
so
take
funny.
it.
So funny.
Sleeper.
Yeah.
Gonna be a steal of the draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, sit for 10 years in the minor
Yep.
leagues.
Yep.
All right, well, that's the episode, I think.
Sweet.
We'll be back probably in a month.
Wickster's looking good on the sideline.
Within a
Cool.
month.
Within a month, we'll be back. No
We'll
doubt.
be back.
No doubt.
100p. Happy Halloween, everyone. 2 days from now. 3 days
Yeah,
from now.
you too. Don't get too scared.
I won't.
Where like is that up there on your favorites, or are you not a like
Towards the
just
bottom. Towards the bottom, yeah.
towards the bottom? Okay.
Not I just prefer others.
Yeah, it's not like you really dislike
I don't
Halloween.
think it's a top 5 holiday for me.
Okay, it's up there for me. It's up
I
there for
don't
me.
see the appeal. I don't like spooky movies. I don't love wearing tight clothes, like dressing up. And I love candy, but like I could get candy whenever.
True. You
Yeah.
can do it. You're an adult now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Now
What I mean, what are you ranking Halloween over? What's your favorite parts about Halloween?
I love the season. I love the vibes. I love them. I love the spooky vibes. Like
Okay.
I mean, costumes are fun. All that stuff's fun. That's not like, oh my god, I love that. That's all fun. But I just love the vibes. There's something about like all those movies. I don't love the horror movies, but like the ones that are just like spooky, the thrillery movies. I love like Stranger Things season 2. It takes place in Halloween. It's so awesome.
Great.
Like, I love the spooky. I love it. I live for it. I
Yeah,
love the
I
Looney
do
Tunes.
always watch Harry Potter all the way through this time of year, so I appreciate that. That's my
That's
favorite
the
thing.
yeah. It's just similar vibes. I love when like oh my god, Peyton Pritchard just hit a contested three.
I bet I could name 5 holidays I like more though.
Okay, 5 holidays you like more than Halloween. Let's hear it.
Christmas,
Please. Yeah.
Thanksgiving,
Okay.
St. Patrick's Day,
Okay.
Easter,
Okay.
and I will say Columbus Day.
Okay. Just because the day
Or
off.
yeah,
Indigenous
no, it's
Peoples
like
Day?
wait, what's the one at the beginning of summer?
Flag Day?
No, I love Flag Day though.
Memorial Day? Where's Memorial Day? Beginning of
The
September?
one that like kicks off summer. That one. It's like a long weekend and everyone just gets hammered and they're like, summer has arrived.
Oh
Everyone's
yeah.
open.
I mean July 4th?
Oh, dude, didn't even think of that. Yeah, July
Yeah.
4th.
July 4th
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, so I could name like 6 or 7.
I think Halloween's 2 for me. I think Halloween's right behind
2
Christmas. Yeah, I
above
think so.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah. I've never been a big
Wow.
Thanksgiving guy. I've grown to appreciate Thanksgiving way more being a college student because it's a whole thing coming back. Like that whole like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is cool because you can come home. But
Yeah.
no,
Halloween's also not a sports holiday at all.
no, not at all. But
It's not.
I think it's definitely. I
I'm
think it
saying
has the
like
most character.
Thanksgiving. What?
I think Halloween easily has the most character out of any of the holidays besides Christmas.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, carving pumpkins, all that. 4th of
Yeah,
July has got a lot of
it's
character.
got a
I
lot.
mean,
Yeah, that would be the competitor. I think.
St. Patrick's Day has a parade.
That is true. No, that is true. So does Thanksgiving, especially where we're from. Very
Pretty
true.
much all of them do besides Halloween.
I know, but no, you don't. You don't. But Halloween's got it. I mean, it's basically a parade of people going to get candy. You know,
Yeah, but that's only a thing from
when
like
you're little.
when you're until you're 13. Like
I
that's
know,
not
true.
like
Until you're
everyone just goes.
until last
If
year.
you're if you don't have a family or kids, you're not trick or treating.
No, that's true. That's true.
All you're
That's true.
doing is buying a bunch of candy bars and handing them out to kids and being like, "Oh, you're a ghost,"
Yeah,
which
right,
I'm
right, right.
whatever. But it's like I don't know.
Tom Holland, in his recent interview, told the story about like his first Halloween being casted as Spider Man. It was like the movie like hadn't come out yet, but like the news that it was he was gonna be, but the movie hadn't actually come out yet. So he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this thing where I like dress up in the like movie costume, and like kids are gonna come to the door." And like a kid came to the door, and like his parents are behind him, and he's like, "Oh, hey man, like, do you want to take a picture?" And he's like, "No, it's okay." And the parents are like, "No, who the fuck is this creep?" And so
Because you had the mask on.
yeah, he was like, "Yeah, it didn't really go as planned." I was like, "No,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Did you see Timothy? I'm gonna stop recording.
okay, that was awesome though. The Timothy Chalamet thing,
Yeah, at the meetup.
so funny."